Hi guys, if it's Tuesday, it's Down and Dirty Woodscraft. Stay with me. Now, in my kit, I have a very basic first aid kit. This is mine that I've carried. I've carried it for years. I periodically update the components of it, but this is all it is. It's just simply a little bitty leather pouch. And inside of it I have Band-Aids, one or two of those thin little pieces of triple antibiotic ointment, an alcohol prep pad, there's a needle wound up stuck in there, and then there's some like 4x square big ones in there. And that's it. I'm carrying duct tape. And whenever I said recently, me and Bear were talking about duct tape, oh boy, did the medical field jump on me, and that's fine, go ahead. Duct tape, when I'm talking about using duct tape, is how to use it as a closure method. I've got a big slash right here for whatever reason. I clean the wound as best I can. I put a clean strip of duct tape on one side and a clean strip of duct tape on the other. I put a piece of cloth or something over the actual wound, and I stick a piece of duct tape and pull it tight over that way and use it like a butterfly closure to hold it together. I don't put the actual tape into the wound. I use it to squeeze the meat closed. Once I get it fairly secured, then I'm going to wrap it with something, whatever I need and have available. If nothing else, take duct tape, make a couple lips around it to hold it so that I can get to medical help. Compound fractures, things like that, that's out of the scope of basic first aid. That's in where you are delivering first aid either to yourself or somebody else, and you need to get training on that. Now, where do I recommend getting that training? If you have no knowledge whatsoever, go look up Boy Scout First Aid Manual and Boy Scout First Aid Merit Badge. It is a basic, really well respected how-to on how to do basic first aid, how to treat shock, how to recognize heat stroke, all of the above. And that is the first step that I recommend for people that have no clue what they're doing. Start with that, because it's very well done and in plain English, so you can understand what you're doing. Get that as a basis, okay? When I step up from that itty bitty one, my next size up is this first aid kit. Now this one has got all the bandages, more pasties. It's got rolls of medical tape in it. It's got a pair of gloves in there. It's got a needle. It's got a suture kit. It's got several other things in there that I've added, including some of my medication that I may need in there. That rides what will now be in my rucksack or in my knapsack. My basic kit is just them little Band-Aids, because in my experience in the real world, usually it's a cut, a something, a thorn, or whatever. What would I like to add to this? A pair of tweezers. A good pair of tweezers. Don't go with them cheap things, guys. Go look for them like $7, $8 pair of really good tweezers. Because trust me, when you've got that little piece of stick jobbed up here, you know, not in the eye but stuck in the meat or stuck up under a fingernail, you're going to want the good tweezers. Get those, because one of the most common problems I experience in the field is something getting stuck in me, a thorn or a splinter or something like that, and I got to dig it out. That is by far the most common problem. And so I need something that I can extract that fairly efficiently. I carry a straight pin on my knife to help pick it loose, and them tweezers are just instrumental of getting stuff out of you. Also, any kind of medications or whatever that you need for you, I carry on my key ring a bottle, and this is always on me because I have medical conditions and I have to carry certain medications, so it'll be there. Any additional medication will be here as a backup in case I lose that. I got this. Any kind of medications or ointments, creams, or whatever, rotate it in and out. Don't put it in the bag and forget about it for 2 years, okay? Always make a point of dating any kind of thing you put in. The bandages and stuff in my little bitty thing and etc., 6 months. When I make the transition over, which is now May, I'm making the transition over, all of those will be pulled out. Anything that is any way suspect will be immediately replaced with brand new. keep your first aid stuff up to date. You don't want an old bandage that the elastic's gone or it's somehow become contaminated over time because you fell in the creek. You want your stuff to be current and up to date. Triple antibiotic ointment is a great way to put on the wounds to cut down on the chance of infection while you're getting out for help. Things like that. Now I know this is kind of abbreviated, but in my mind there is simple first aid, getting the thing out, taking care of this. Then there's actually like a field medic, and that's where you got broke bones and stuff like that. That requires more in-depth care and knowledge to know what you're doing, so you're not going to make it worse. The Boy Scout manual is a good first stop. Now if you're wanting to learn more, I recommend you look around the country. There's several schools around the country that have wilderness medicine, and they teach in-depth how to rescue people, how to get them out of the field, how to deal with compound injuries, how to deal with fall injuries, concussions, broke bones, etc. That's more specialized and in-depth than what we're talking about right here. Because now you're stopped being merely a bushcrafter and you become a medic. And you need to be trained to be a medic. And that's going to require a little bit more effort on your part. So, in conclusion, guys, establish you a small first aid kit. Have the medicines that you need. If you have sinus problems, carry that medication. If you need eye drops for your eyes regularly, carry that medication. Get you a good pair of tweezers and some way to close a wound that you feel good about. Some people recommend getting and carrying a tourniquet for emergencies. If you feel that way, absolutely get it and put it in your pack. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.